that you start this out by on today's episode. How do we do it? Alright, welcome back to the channel, y'all. So it's Monday. We're gonna do an update basically for y'all and let you know where we're at, what's about to come up on the channel, and what to be looking out for, because a lot of things just ended and a lot of things are about to start. So first off, the Fox body is still here. Look at this, y'all. It is still here. The customer did not pick it up this weekend. They did not come through and pick it up. So it's been bagged, bumpers on the roof, covered up, protected. It's still here. The customer bailed out on me, stood me up. No, I'm just joking. No issues at all. He went to the racetrack and decided he wanted to eat probably a bunch of hot dogs and nachos and had a bunch of doo-doos. So he called me and said that his stomach was acting up and he could not make it down. That he ended up not leaving. I guess he was up all night not feeling good. So hopefully he gets feeling better. I'm sure he is. He's going to pick it up next weekend. So we're going to bag it and protect it. We cleaned up this morning. This place was a freaking train wreck. You know, we've been running wide open for the past 4 weeks. It's been 4 weeks now. So pretty much 4 weeks we've been running wide open on the Fox body and haven't had a chance to clean up anything or put anything away. So the shop was in desperate need of a cleaning up. So it is now 10:22 and we have cleaned up the shop. I've already covered it in dust because that's what we do. I had to block out this Tahoe on the door right there. It's a customer job. It kind of honestly got pushed back last week because of the Fox body. Fox body had priority, so this customer kind of got put on the back burner. But this customer was out of town for a week and said they weren't in too big of a hurry. I told them that I was swamped to begin with, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But we did a bunch of cleaning up, straightening up stuff, and I got that blocked out, so I'm off of that. So I'm gonna get back on our Tahoe. So let me show you what you got, and this is what you're gonna expect this week. And coming up on the channel, there's gonna be a lot of this thing. So we've got a lot of new subscribers that are new. Eddie asked if you wanted to see the Traverse. You want to see what Eddie's working on?
Today.
He called it a Traverse though.
Yeah. Chevy GMC, Sierra, Silverado.
So Eddie feels like that he doesn't need to be left out of the video, and this is very important right here.
This car is really no different than this. It's got a third row, you know, backup camera, 4 doors, automatic lift gate, so, you know, it's just as cool.
Same thing. It's just as cool. So this is the train wreck that we got going over here that we are going to be working on. If you are not new to the channel, then you've already seen us get a start on it. And if you are new to the channel, we're going to walk around it real fast, show you what we're up against, and show you where we're at. And then we'll be doing some videos on this along with the normal Comet videos. I do not have another race car scheduled right now for paint. I have a couple in the talking. Mid-level one might be coming in a couple weeks. And then there's still that one out of Florida that I didn't hear back from the guy. Don't know if he still wants to get on the schedule or not yet. But nothing's on the schedule right now for race car paint work. So if you need yours done, email's always in the description. We're located in Wilmington, North Carolina, so you can contact me to email. And then I will get you my phone number and we can get you a ballpark price and get you on the schedule. We could do anything from low-end single-stage jobs, scuff and spray, rape and tape, or we can do all the way up to like you've seen on Randy's and the blue Fox body. But let's check out this Tahoe. So everything on this Tahoe is messed up. We'll recap in case you are new to the channel. So the top of the pillars tore up right there. We actually already have a new door in, well, a used door. One of these doors that I bought actually has damage. I actually bought a damaged door, believe it or not. So both of the front doors I've already got in. We are going to be ordering 2 new fenders from the dealership. That was a good price. We have not dealt with the headlights or anything like that. We have not dealt with the hood. The hood is the same through the dealership that it is on eBay. The fenders are cheaper at the dealership than they are on eBay. We have not dealt with the bumper because on a budget we might go ahead and fix this bumper. I kind of got to get this thing unpinched out of here. Some of the tabs are torn, so I don't know if I want to use it. We kind of got to price them and get a feel for it, but I might have to use it, rig some way up to hold it since it is our personal vehicle. I'm not trying to run a bunch of money up in it. We've got this door in the mail already. So we've got both doors shipped in. We did not get door handles yet. It needs all 4 door handles. This we slightly beat out in the last video. It is nowhere near done or right, but I needed the bucket. So I did order the bucket, and I'll be using the broke door handle to fit it. And then once we determine that it's fit right, and then we'll move on from there. This door looks like it's rolled in at the top, but the other side honestly kind of looked the same way. So I'm wondering now if they're supposed to be rolled in at the top, or no, this one was rolled in. So no, that one's supposed to be straight. So I just noticed that from it being up in the air. So this panel right here is straight, whereas on this side over here, it looks like when it got rolled over, it pushed the top of the door in. Yeah, you can see, well, you probably can't see it, but that needs to come out. So basically we've got to hang these doors so we can, the front doors, so we can match our back doors to the front doors. And then we also have this nightmare up here. See where the door don't even close, okay? This is a complete nightmare. The number one thing on this job that I'm honestly afraid of the most, or is the most looming over me and stressing me out, is this pillar. So I actually priced it last night about getting the pillar cut and getting one shipped to us and we welding another one in, versus pushing that out. It's gonna be like $1,000 for that pillar, so I'm really not trying to do that. In our first video, we started roughing out our quarter. That's literally all we did, is just kind of roughed it out. We didn't even get this, and then I knew it needed to come on the frame rack to rough out the other side, because the other side, we went over in the other video, it is completely flat. So if you look at your tire and you look down the side of it, you can see how the whole quarter is pushed in, versus if you look at this tire right here, okay, with that quarter, you can see how it has some flair to it, just like all vehicles. That way you're slinging water and rocks and mud and dirt inside the quarter and not on the outside of the quarter. So this whole side is pushed in. So that's what we are going to work on this morning, is getting it on the frame rack, or it is on the frame rack, but getting this pull done. So we're going to get the inner fender out, get it hooked in here, and hopefully we can just focus on pulling this, because where your byline is right here, this area has to come out farther than everything else. So hopefully we won't need a pull on none of this, and we can just pull this area out, and all of that will come back out with it. And then we will take the gas door still closes right. It just needs alignment. Has some alignment issues. Oh man. And then we'll work on getting this whole quarter blocked out. So when this job's done, both quarters will completely get long blocked and be completely sanded. And then this back door, we will match this while it's on the quarter panel, this side right here to this quarter, and that way we can move into this door. Thank God this door handle on this side's not that bad. So so this door is actually the easiest one to do. This will just be one clean swipe right here. So I'm not gonna try to bore y'all a ton with this. If there's anything y'all want to see or know, let me know. Once it comes off the rack on that quarter, we're gonna move on to our hardest part, which is this right here. Because I know from the firewall forward, basically that's easy. This is a walk in the park. Everything on the front, like super easy walk in the park, like a beginner level. Like you can come to my shop right now today, and I'll start you and show you how to repair all that easily. I mean, that's a walk in the park. That is basically how our Monday morning is going to get off to. Also with the Comet, I brought in the pieces for Mike to weld. So he's going to weld up the anti-roll bar pieces. I don't know if we'll get at some point this week. It's not a hurry, but we got to get that done. That's how our week's going to go, basically. Let's see if old Trusty will crank up. She's been sitting on the frame rack. Let's climb up here for, man, 3 weeks now. Oh, better hold my foot on the brake. Look at that. Wow. So we did a good job on charging the battery back up, I guess, because she fired right up. So I'm gonna let this thing run for a second. It's not good for these things to just sit up long term. You start having all kinds of issues. So I'm gonna let this thing run, get some heat back in the motor and battery charged and all that, get some air back in these tires, and then we're gonna strap it down to start our frame pull. right, so we started doing rough pull, just pull some of this out, got this halfway back out. And I was really trying to avoid take the inner fender out, because it's just like anything else. The more you take out, the more crap I have to put back together. But I knew I needed to get it out to be able to get up here to this edge right here. So I need to be able to get my clamp in here. But then when I got it out, you can see all the damage. So you can see from rollover where it has squished this quarter in and buckled all of this pretty decent. So what we're gonna do now is get in here with this clamp and work on pulling this out. And as we're pulling this out, we're gonna try to hammer all of these buckles. Try to get y'all a good shot, even though it's hard. You know, work on hammering all these buckles out. So there you go with the light. You can see how I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be flat like that, or flat like that, not squished in and buckled all right there. So we're gonna try to get this pulled out and hammer it all out. Alright, so got all that worked out of it. As you can see now, all that straightened back out. Basically, these vehicles are flimsy, like in a lot of areas, especially in an area like this. I mean, you just got this outer skin, which is like hollow, and then you just got this structure right here. So when it rolls over, it squishes it in, but you can get a clamp on it right here, and you can pull it back out. And you could do this at your house if you hook to it and you used a tree and a come along. You could literally pull quarters back out just like that at your house. You don't have to have a frame rack. It just makes it a whole lot easier. So all the rest of that on this side looks good. That's pretty sure that's supposed to be there right there, because there was the buckle. This feels like a factory body line, but even if it's not, it's nothing major. So made it go away. But yeah, now it's starting to not look so bad. We've got, let's see here. Yeah, see, we got some flare back out to the side now a little bit. Still got a lot to pull. We're nowhere near done, but we're starting to get this area back out. So now we're gonna come in here and try to work this part of it out. So right in here, we have this metal is just buckled from where it got squished in. So it's not, to me, on a customer vehicle, this would be pretty important. But on my personal vehicle, I'm not too worried about this, but I am gonna go ahead and hook to the dog leg. This little section right here is called your dog leg, because normally it's just a little piece like this right here. Okay, so a lot of times that's referred to as a dog leg. So we don't have no damage in here, but we know that this is kind of in a little bit. So we're going to just hook to this and just try to get this out some. I don't know if this will straighten out, but we'll see. Like I said, I'm not really worried about that. I'm honestly not. But we're just gonna see if we can get this out just a little bit more on this side, and we got to get this door back out right here. All right, so I feel like that's our fan. I feel like that I'm happy with that. I mean, she's back out like it should be. This whole project is going to be a touchy subject for a lot of people, because you're gonna have the group that jumps in on here. Look how I got it strapped over. You're gonna have the group that jumps in on here that does this for a living and would absolutely never do this kind of stuff. Like, they would total it and send it to the auction, which is where it was, and I bought it back. So sometimes they miss that whole loop there, that, yeah, it got totaled. And they don't approve of these style repairs like this. But other people you'll have that are interested in it. So I think that's good for right now. We're gonna get this off the frame rack, move the Fox body, and get this down, and then I'm gonna jump on the passenger front door because that's my nightmare area, and probably work on trying to get a game plan, figure out how to push that roof out, and then I will move forward with once that area is done, probably then move forward with some of the other doors. So me and Mike just looked at this, and like I said in the video of the Comet, so I like having Mike around, put 2 sets of eyes on it and catch some things. I hadn't really looked at this thing close. I actually haven't looked at it from the inside of the door at all. But when you open this, the first thing is you can see how bad this door is in, and then how far out this top frame is rolled. So we can't judge too much off of our top frame because everything's so distorted. I'm about to hang the door on it. But one thing, you know, the whole time I've been saying that the roof's way down for a couple reasons. One, you can barely see the sill right here, and then as you can move up, you can see the whole sill. But this door is so blowed out that could be affecting it. But then Mike pointed out in my first video, if y'all seen, I don't know if you caught it, I had come in here and beat a lot of this up. So a lot of this flange was rolled back down, and I come in here and just hammered it all up. Because all we're trying to do right now in the process is just to get things back where they go. Shape things, basically. And then you'll come in and do sanding work, primer work, and body filler. But he was like, man, this is how this is supposed to be. Okay, a 90. And then if you come here, this thing rolls way underneath here. So this whole lip is just folded down. Whereas right here, you can see it rolls back at a 90. So basically, that's a little more than a 90. But it comes off of here. This is closed in like that, whereas the other one is like more than a 90. So this is definitely squished from where it rolled over. And that also took the door when it rolled, and it bowed out that frame like that. So the first step to figuring out exactly what's going on and being able to tell is going to be to get this door on. I mean, I know that the roof is damaged. Okay, I get that, but I've got to see where the structure is. This is all I care about right now. So I'm gonna get the other door hung on there, and that's gonna tell me how bad my pillar looks. All right, so when our door is closed, our body lines, our black door is actually down a little bit now that we've hung it on here. So you can see the body line is right here, whereas the white one's up here. Black one's right here, white one's up here. So we gotta get this door up, meaning you gotta take your hinges on that side, and the top of this door needs to go that way. So it needs to go that way. That will pick the top of this up. So to get to these, you gotta take the fender off. I didn't feel like taking the fender off. So some of y'all are gonna think I'm crazy, some are gonna think I'm smart. Cut an access hole, because I don't want to undo none of this. On these trucks, it's not like cars where you have just the outer fender. You have to take all of this apart. So batteries, overflow, air box, everything has to come apart, including a bunch of bolts in here to do just the fender. I know firewall forward is not going to be hard to repair, so I kind of did not want to take the firewall forward apart until firewall back is all, at least in primer, because I don't want to, I'm going to have enough nuts and bolts laying around between taking all the interior out of this thing and door panels and doors. I don't need more freaking nuts and bolts laying around trying to remember how everything goes or where everything goes, even though I could probably put this together with my eyes closed practically and figure it out. But yeah, so we cut us a hole. We're gonna come in here, loosen this up, bring the door in this way. It's also catching down there on the fender. It's catching on the striker because the door is too low, but it's catching on the fender when you open it right there. Okay, that right there. Probably because when this thing took a hit, it jarred the fender back. And normally what people do is they get in a wreck and they continue to drive it. I've seen this happen before. And they continue to open and close that door. Eventually, it's going to damage your door. Now, I bought this door damaged because it already had damage on the edge from the same thing where it was probably popping a fender. or whatever, and it's bowed out just a little bit. So it needs a little bit of work right in here anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. But we're gonna loosen these hinges up, just like on the Fox body and everything else. We're gonna jack that side of the door up and then see if we can get it closed smoother right there. Now I don't have my latch in right now. There's actually no latch in there, so it definitely should not be hanging up. And what it is you can see right there, it's the door's too low, and that's making the striker be up too high in the latch hole. So let's get at this.